welcome back. It's Zion from Uke on Demand, and this week we're going over Arpèges de Trois notes, which when translated just means arpeggios in triplets. This arrangement is for low G ukuleles, but you can still play it with a high G. It won't be technically accurate, but it will still sound nice. We're going to go over the first part of the lesson in this video, but you can get the rest of the tutorial and all the tabs over at ukeondemand.com. Let's get started. To begin, we're going to start out in a C chord, but this is going to look a little bit different than your usual C chord down here. Instead, we'll be using the middle finger on the 7th fret of the A and ring finger on the 8th fret of the E. And we'll be alternating putting the index finger on the 7th fret of the C or just leaving it open. So this first measure will sound like this. To play that section, to go over the picking, the right hand picking, we're just going to use the thumb, index, and middle finger. And the thumb will just pick the C string for now. Index picks the E string, and middle finger picks the A string. So slowly. And so that would be the first set of triplets. Next, we're going to put the index finger back to the 7th fret and do the same thing. And then lift off again. And back to 7th. Going into the next measure, we'll start out in a G7, and so that will be barring the 7th fret with the index finger and using the middle finger for the 8th fret of the A. And if this bar if you're having trouble playing this bar, say it's a little muted, it sounds like that, and you're having a little trouble getting enough squeezing power in, you can do a double bar, or you also lay your middle finger on top of your index and use your ring instead for that 8th fret of the A. And so then you have the pressure of 2 fingers. Some of my students found that helpful. Some found it this chord easy enough to just play it normally. Either way, we're in this position, and now the thumb picks the G string instead of the C, and it will sound like this. So now the thumb alternates between the G string and the E string. So we start out with G, then E with the index, and A with the middle finger. And then thumb comes down to the C string and does the same pattern. And then back up to the G. And then down to the C. Going into the next measure, all we're going to do is slide our barring finger down 1 string. So it's right now covering all 4 strings, and we'll just slide it down so it's just covering the bottom 3. So now we have an open G string. And we're going to follow the same picking pattern as we did in the previous measure. So we'll start out by picking the G, and then E string, which still has the 7th fret, and then the A string, which still has the 8th fret, and then drop it down, so start at the C string now, back up to G, and then back down to C. Then we're going to move into measure 4, and we get to go back into the position we did at the very beginning of the song. So all we're going to do, we're right here, we're just going to slide that middle finger down to the 7th fret, ring finger to the 8th fret of the E, And now we have just the index finger just hovering over that 7th fret, so when it needs to go down, it can. So start off with the open C. Index finger goes. And then lift off. And then back on. So we've made it to the halfway point in the song, and so or just under the halfway point, let's put everything together that we've learned so far slowly. And we'll do it once more, but a bit faster. And that's how to play the first part of Arpèges de Trois. To get the rest of the song lesson and all the tabs, head over to ukeondemand.com and subscribe below so you don't miss our upcoming fingerstyle tutorials. We'll see you next time.